Is an annulment from a church or a synagogue or other religious facility valid and enforceable in the courts? Well, my name is Goldman. I'm the director and founder of Goldman and Associates. Our firm is a primary focus on family law issues here in Michigan. Today we're going to continue our video series designed to educate and inform the public, so please subscribe to our channel. You know, the question is really a very interesting question because on the one hand, if the parties annul a marriage, then, in the eyes of the church, for example, or a religious or organization, the marriage is a non-entity. Should that be valid with the courts? And the answer is, while the courts try to give full faith and credit from one state to another, from one set of laws to another, there is also the concept of separation of church and state. You see, a marriage can be annulled under certain circumstances in civil law, in the secular law, but it's got to be based on certain things, and there has to be guarantees, for example, of due process. In a church or other religious environment, for all I know, you could go into a church, claim something, and boom, the marriage is annulled. And it could be complicated because there might be children. What happens? Do we bastardize the children with that annulment? What is the mechanism and what are the safeguards there? Generally speaking, therefore, if you want to annul your marriage, it's not going to be adequate for you to go and say, I got some religious document that says I'm annulled. If you want to annul your marriage and maybe remarry or take some other thing that's going to require legal steps within our system, you're going to have to file a petition for annulment. And you're going to have to prove to the court that there's a reason to annul the marriage as opposed to getting a divorce. The reason might be fraud, but it's not just going to be, well, I thought she was nicer, she turned out not to be. That's not a fraud. That's a failure of observation on your part. A fraud generally is that, you thought and you relied upon something, turned out not to be the case. You relied that the person was available for marriage, turns out they're married to someone else. That's an annulment. It's just an example. If you have any questions about your particular case, though, beyond the example, reach out and we'll be glad to help you out.